So let's talk about something that happens in so many marriages. It's this hidden stress, this conflict that can cause a huge rift between two people, even when they both mean well. And it often kicks off with one single, really painful feeling. And that feeling really boils down to this one provocative question: is being a housewife an insult? For a lot of women who don't have a job outside the home, the way money works in the relationship can absolutely make it feel that way. To really get a handle on this, we need to look at a complaint that comes up all the time. This feeling of dependence that so many people who aren't the main breadwinner can relate to. It's this really deep down feeling that all the work you pour into the home just isn't seen or appreciated. It's the sense that you're not respected, especially when you have to rely on your partner for literally every penny. This is where that financial dependence just changes everything. All of a sudden, a simple disagreement about, say, a high electricity bill, it stops being about the money. It feels personal. It feels like your worth, your contribution, it's all being questioned. And that is such a frustrating, painful place to be. But what if we've only been looking at one half of the story? What if the anger you're feeling from your partner isn't actually about you at all? Okay, let's flip the coin over, because there's often this entire hidden world of pressure and stress that the earning partner, and yeah, in many cases that's the husband, is dealing with completely on his own. And this is where it all clicks. Her perception is, he's mad about my spending, but his hidden reality is, I'm drowning in stress over a loan payment he's never mentioned. She feels he doesn't value anything I do, while he's secretly thinking, my business income just took a nosedive, and I'm terrified I'm going to fail my family. So what are these hidden stressors we're talking about? Well, our source points to a few really common ones. It could be secret loan payments, it could be sudden problems or even losses in a business, or maybe just a drop in income. And all of that is piled on top of this massive pressure to keep up the family's lifestyle, and a deep, deep fear of looking like a failure. So you see this big gap forming between them. But the thing is, it's usually not about a lack of love. The real problem is something totally different. And here's the real irony of the whole situation. A lot of the time, both people are trying to protect each other. He's hiding the money problem so he doesn't worry her. Maybe she's hiding how hurt she is to avoid a fight. But that silence, that well-meaning silence, is the very thing that's creating all the distance. What we're looking at here is just a classic communication breakdown. It's this destructive cycle where both people think they're doing the right thing, but because they're not being honest, all it does is build up resentment, and they both end up feeling totally alone. Okay, so if silence is the problem, what's the fix? Well, it all comes down to replacing that quiet with two things: real communication and genuine support. The source gives us a pretty clear roadmap. Step 1 is honest communication, just laying all the financial cards on the table with zero blame. Then you move to mutual support. You shift from being opponents in a fight to being a team trying to solve a problem. And finally, shared responsibility, finding ways for both people to pitch in. And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. The author of the material we're looking at, she actually lived this. She was in this exact situation, and she decided to do something about it. She started a YouTube channel, right, from home, using her skills to bring in some money and take some of that weight off her husband. And the result was this incredible psychological shift. It wasn't just about the money she earned. It was about showing her husband that he wasn't carrying this burden alone. In his own words, he finally felt like he had a support system, like if he fell, someone was actually there to catch him. When you get right down to it, it's all about this simple number, 2. The weight of all that financial responsibility can be absolutely crushing for one person. But when you share it between two people, man, the load doesn't just get lighter, the whole partnership gets stronger. It's a total game changer. Because that's what partnership is all about, right? A shared burden is always a lighter burden. And that simple shift can transform a relationship from two people just living in the same house into a real team that's ready to take on the world together. And so that leaves us with just one final thought, something for you to reflect on. In your own relationships, is the responsibility truly shared? Thanks so much for joining me for this one.